Hi, Zoe here. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I would go ahead and do something completely out of my comfort zone today. I'm going to do a double page spread. I have not ever done one like this. I'm going uber traditional with it. I'm aiming to make it look very, very traditional, much how the traditional double page spreads would have looked or do look when you do them. Yes, anyway, so I have all these pictures of my son. They were taken at his year 6 prom. I know year 6 isn't something you have over in the States, but it's around age 11, before they go into upper school. They leave lower school and go up into upper school, which is the end of the junior year, I suppose it's known as. So yeah, they had a huge party after he left primary school. That was his first sort of late night, no parents allowed party. So yeah, he was very, very excited, and it was a very dress-up affair. The boys were all in suits and the girls were all in prom dresses, and it was very special for them, and it was really something they all really loved. Anywho, I have all these pictures from that, and I've done a mix of colour and black and white for no other reason than I just thought it might look interesting. So yeah, that's that really. Mostly because the pictures are very similar. They are all slightly different, but they are very, very similar, and it would have looked a little bit too repetitive to my eye if they were all the same colour as well. I don't know, that was just my thoughts anyway. So as you can see, I am using the London kit from Felicity Jane. I'm getting to the end of the kit, so I thought I might as well go ahead and use it up. I've used my silhouette to cut out a big circle because I thought it would be fun to have that sort of circle element peeking onto the first page and then showing more fully on the second. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some sort of rectangular pieces. I'm playing around with it. As I said, this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I'm not even sure if you're meant to do them side by side like this, or whether you're supposed to maybe do one first and then copy the design over to the second one. I genuinely no idea. So I'm just going for it how I think I should do it. So I love this yellow paper. Oh, it is the most perfect, like happy, sunshiny yellow paper. I don't know, I love it. So you can see I'm playing around here and trying to make sure it's covering the right amount of the paper that I wanted it to. So I've gone ahead and stuck it off camera and also stitched around it all off camera, just purely because it took me a while to stick it and make sure it was all laid down correctly. And who wants to watch me stick for 10 minutes? Nobody. That's who. And obviously I always stitch off camera because my sewing machine is a pain in the bottom. So I'm just playing around now. I know I want to have some sort of journaling box next to the first two photographs. So I'm looking at this grid to see whether that will work for that, and it actually feels just a little bit too messy for journaling for me. So I'm actually going to use strips of it instead, just to add more of a sort of linear design across the bottom third of my joint layout. So I'm just going to use strips to go across, and they're going to give me a nice sort of level grounding for my photographs. My photographs aren't quite going to touch it actually, but they still give that sort of base layer for the bottom third, and it draws the eye in. So I've gone ahead and found this lined paper, which looks very much like note paper. It's from a Felicity Jane basics pack. I think you can find them in the Felicity Jane store. Certainly you could when I bought them. And it's just a pack of like the basics, like polka dots and lined note paper, and a floral, and a few of the others. They're all in black and white, and they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm getting low actually, so I'm going to have to order some more. So I've used my EK Success notebook punch on this one. I usually use the Fiskars, but mine is stuck at the moment and it's not playing ball. So I bought the EK Success one, and I'm enjoying it. It's more rounded than the Fiskars one, which is taking some getting used to, but you know, whatever. So I'm gonna stick these strips down. I've cut a few strips of green as well, again just to add a nice base layer to draw the eye towards the photographs. And I'm just ruffling up and messing up my note paper sort of journaling box here, just to make sure it looks a little bit distressed, the same as the rest of the papers. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And I'm using my tiny attacher just for decoration. I thought it would actually look fun if it looked like it had been stapled on. So I'm going through the ephemera I have left. Oh no, I'm not. I'm picking up my alphas instead. Okay. So I'm going to spell out year 6 with these alphas. And then I'm going to use a big alpha that I had in my stash. This one, I think, don't quote me, but I think it's a Jen Hadfield one. It came in a big pack with like a million of them. I'm almost certain it's Jen Hadfield. Oh, what am I doing? There you go. Didn't want to come off there, did it? So I'm going to back my photo on the first page onto some foam, just to lift it up and make sure it's nice and visible off the patterned paper. I'm just using just cheap fun foam that I buy in the craft store. I actually buy mine in Hobbycraft. It's like £5 for a pack of 100 or something like that. There's a lot in there anyway. So I've spelled out year 6 with the Felicity Jane alpha, and I'm not sure where I want it. I know I want it on there, but I'm going to leave it and think about it just while I go and start working on my photographs on the second page. Now I know I'm going to have this first black and white photograph of my son dabbing flat against the layout, and then I'm going to prop the second one onto foam, and the third one will also be propped onto foam. Just, I like the differing layers. I like, as you're looking across the design, it adds interest for your eye, or my eye anyway. I like differing layers and differing heights and different textures, and you'll note I actually only backed these photographs on white. I haven't put any other layering behind them at all, which is not like me. I usually love my layering, but I'm letting the background speak for itself today. It's I got to say, I don't know that this this style is necessarily me. Somebody asked recently actually if how long it took me to develop a style, and my answer was that I don't necessarily think I have one, and I don't. I think my whole artistic road, as it were, is so freaking eclectic, and my style, as it were, changes from one day to the next. But I don't know that this felt natural as I was doing it, is what I think I'm trying to say. So whilst I wouldn't say I have a style so it cannot be my style, it just, yeah, it felt a little eclectic. Sorry, a little trickier for me to do. So you see there that I used the triangle shapes from the Felicity Jane kit, and I'm just using my fine liner bottle here to draw little loops and swoops of glue that I'm going to use to glue down some embroidery thread in a blue shade that matches the layout, and I'm going to use these to just add those triangle shapes as bunting. Because often when I see these sort of old schooly style designs, there's often like swoops of bunting. So I thought, why not? I'm going to go for the bunting. I'm going to do it. And it's a party. And surely there is parties at no, there is not parties at bunting, Zoe. There are there is bunting at parties. My goodness me. See? I've said it before in a video, and I'll say it again. There will never ever be a video from me where I do not trip over my own tongue. I cannot. This is, and if you ever meet me in life, if we go to a crop together or anything like that, or if you watch my live streams, I'm like this in life as well. I really am. My husband thinks it's hilarious. He thinks I have my own language. Speaking of live streams, that was a nice segue, wasn't it? My live stream is on April the 1st at 8 p.m. GMT. I do hope you'll join me. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can have some fun and maybe do a giveaway or two. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it anyway. The last one was pretty fun. So you can see I'm just going through the ephemera in the pack and just playing around with some of the cutter parts and some flair and just adding them in various spots. I'm not thinking too hard about it, I'll be honest. I'm just playing around. I'm enjoying just plonking things where I think they look good, I suppose. And now I wouldn't usually title the second page if I was doing a double page, but I have on this one purely because that gap between the photographs was actually annoying me. And now I know it's not trapped space, but it was annoying me anyway, so I decided to throw a little bit of a title in there so that the pages will actually work separately if needs be. And this is why I buy 2 sets of the alpha. However, I bought 2 sets of the alpha and I'm already out of D's, so I had to go ahead and find some white stickers in my stash and then doodle around them, and the doodling went kind of wrong, so it looks a bit strange, but you know what? I'm gonna go with it because I'm a bit strange, so you know, it stands to reason that my pages would be. Or something like that. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. What can I say? These things I do. So I'm just adding some more of the ephemera, just playing around. I wouldn't usually choose to do something like this, but again, when I was doing the research into double page layouts, it seemed that these sort of flag shapes were often in the corners and things. I'm not sure why, truth be told, but it looks okay. You know, it's I quite like it. It's just not something I would generally do. It's nice to step out of your comfort zone every now and again, isn't it? It's a change and all that. Why not? And it is fun to do something that I haven't done. I mean, I have been scrapbooking a very long time now, probably like 15 years. But I haven't ever done a double spread like this. So it was nice to do something that sort of keeps you in with the old school, as it were. So as you can see, I've done a bit of a doodly border again just to draw the eye in, and I've filled in my journaling, and I've popped these Heidi Swap puffy stickery things out of my stash because I didn't have enough journaling to fit the whole way down that journaling block. And that, again, much like the space on the other page where I needed to put a title, it just felt wrong. It jarred my eye. So I thought I will pop something in there. Not to cover the whole thing, but just to make it feel less blank and less sort of glaringly blank. And it works quite well, I think. So I've popped a few puffy stickers on. Again, they're Felicity Jane puffy stickers. I bought like 1 million packs of them. So I'm just popping them on in various spots, just to add a little bit of interest and a little bit of fun texture into the design. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and add some spray with Heidi Swap Colour Shine. Oh no, I'm going to fiddle with that one. I'm going to add some spray with Heidi Swap Colour Shine. I'm going to add some in navy and also butter yellow, which is one of my favourite yellows. I didn't want to add the gold because I haven't got any gold in there, so I didn't want to add in that extra colour. I'm just using a roller stamp to add the dates in those label stickers that I popped on there and I'd forgotten about. So I'm just doing my date and then double dashing it. Double dashing? I'm double stamping it. I don't know what double dashing is. Is that even a thing? Am I making things up? Very probably, knowing me. So you can see when I did the navy around those two corners at the bottom there, I did actually drop it on very precisely. I wanted them where I've put them. So I was quite careful with that, and I'm just wiping butter yellow off the photograph there because I had an errant dot of the butter yellow, and just taking up any of the excess ink. And that's it for this one. Yeah, I had fun. I don't know that it's necessarily my style, but I had fun. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you make double page spreads? Do you have them in your scrapbooks? Do you like to make them? Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. So don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video for you. I'll see you then. Bye!